Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So looking at Guild of Guardians, and in particular I'm going to look at the difference in the cost of ascending, that is creating NFTs in the game, in the app, as opposed to just buying them on the marketplace, and just look at the sort of the difference in pricing. So to do that, we're going to go to my Guardian. So most of my Guardians are NFTs, but as you sort of go through the game, you summon NFTs, or you summon game characters all the time. Most of whom are not NFTs. So you can see this one here. It's a very sort of low-ranking character. I've just summoned it. It's a level 1 rare character, and it's not ascended. So this is ascending Guardians makes them NFTs. They don't mention NFTs in here, but they just talk about these. You can change this character to make it stronger, tradable, and gain a new upgrade path. And to do that, I need some of these what they call ascension seals. So we can see here what the cost of these has been, and we can see sort of how many ascended how many ascended characters there are. So basically, what's happening here is in the app, they're looking back to see what's going on historically, the price of the NFTs, and then they're sort of gearing the price of the ascension tokens to try and match that. We'll have a look in the app and quickly go through some of these, and then we'll go and have a look at the marketplace and see sort of what the difference in just buying them off the marketplace or actually creating them yourself. So in this case, if I want to ascend this character, I need 18 of these ascension seals. I've got 9 as it happens, but I need 18. We can look at these other characters. So again, another rare one. So again, need 18. So for these ones, all 18. If I move to a epic character, we can see more. I need more of those seals, 30 seals. Again here, 30 seals. Again here, 30 seals. So it can depend on the specific character. So this one's 31 seals, so a bit more expensive. And then we can go up. I have one. I have 2 here actually. So these are legendary characters, non-NFTs. If I want to ascend it, see a lot more now, 187. So you can see how the price of that has sort of changed over time. So the number of ascension seals you need has changed over time as there's more of them or less of them. And for this one here, this character here, it is 162. So actually these things change all the time. So when I previously looked at 163, so actually look at the cost info here. So that's what's going on there in terms of I need those seals. So we have a quick look and go and see what those ascension seals cost. And here we go to ascension seals. So this is obviously showing this in UK or GB sterling. So this is showing I needed 40 seals, and it's going to cost me sort of $6. So we can do some basic maths. Obviously, for some of them, if you want to spend more, you get more seals for your money. But we can sort of do a basic sort of cost analysis of how much it costs to create an NFT in the app. If you can just buy the NFTs in your vault. So this is my wallet, and I can just these are all the NFTs I've got that I'm not using in the game. These are a lot of sort of old ones I had, epic and rare ones. So they're not very useful. And these are the ones I've got in the game. So you just move them back and forth. But if you want to go and buy something on the marketplace, you can buy that, and then because if you buy that in the same wallet that you've attached to your game, effectively by using the same email address, you can just move them in and out as you so desire. So let's go and have a look, switch to the marketplace and see what's going on, and look at the pricing there. So here we are on the Token Trove NFT marketplace, looking at Guild of Guardians, and we start to see these are all the NFTs that are available for sale, and we can see the cheapest price. So obviously, the reason that the ascension seals is sort of the same, but can be different for the same within the same sort of rarity band. That depends on how many of each character are there. So we can see here, this is the cheapest one. He's 167. This was one of the guys we saw as well. He's 167, cheapest one. So these are all 167, but this one here is $1.81 cheapest, and the other ones we were looking at here. So this robot character is $1.87, and this character here is $1.88. So those were the sort of the cheapest ones. So there's not much variation really. So we can see why the ascension seals required are sort of roughly the same. If we look at some epic ones, so I think one of the ones we looked at was this one. So she's $3.20, $3 $2. This one we looked at is $3.38. And if you finally look at the legendary ones, which were obviously much more expensive, so this one here, Atticus is $16.54, and the other one was this one, Grizel, which is $24.05. So quite a big difference between those in terms of the dollar price. Obviously, this is what people are selling them at. So some of these NFTs have been knocking around for a while. Again, we can if we click on here, we can see how the price has changed. So this was before the game came out. The price was quite high, and as soon as the games come out, there's been lots of trading and lots of people creating these in games. So obviously there's a sort of arbitrage there between creating in game and selling them. But basically, the price has fallen a lot as the game's gone live, and more of these have been created, and people are deciding whether they want this particular one or not. And you can see here's different. This is the cheapest one, but there's a whole sort of ranking of price here. Okay, so the final thing we need to look at is put all that data together and then look at the difference in pricing. So if you want to put all that data together, I've just done a very little sort of spreadsheet here. I've not done it for all those ones, but there's a couple of rare ones, and it was going to cost us 18 seals. That was what we needed to ascend those NFTs, ascend those characters, turn them into NFTs. On the epic side, there were two of them we saw were 30 seals, and then on the legendary, a bit more variation. One was 163 and one was 187. So these prices are changing all the time. How many seals you need? I think this price is sort of fixed. So roughly, we're saying 40 seals cost $6, so that we can use that as a conversion price. So if you wanted to buy if you wanted to take a rare character and make it an NFT, you'd need to spend $6, and you'd use 18 of those seals, of those 40 seals, to upgrade it. Obviously, you have some left over, so it's not a perfect sort of situation that you have this sort of you're not spending directly to make an NFT. You have to buy these seals, and you have some left over, and this sort of stuff. But anyway, for the rare characters to turn them into NFTs in the app, it costs $2.70. But if you just wanted to go and buy the NFT that's already been created, considerably cheaper. So actually 62% more expensive to create some of these rare characters in the app. If you look at the epic characters, slightly more difference in price in absolute terms, but as a percentage, actually. A smaller sort of range. Again, can be 49% more or 37% more. And then looking at the legendaries, where the prices are getting sort of high, the in-app purchase costs, $25, $28. In one case, you could buy that Atticus character for $16.54. So you're 48% difference in 48% more expensive to buy in-app purchase for that Grizel character, only 17%. So you can sort of see what the developer or the publisher Immutable's trying to do here. It's trying to dynamically make sure there's not too much gap between these. Obviously, the thing about the buying the seals is that Apple and Google add their 30% tax onto that for distributing the game through the App Store. So in general, we would think in most cases it's going to be at least 30% more expensive to create these in the app, because Apple and Google need their 30%. So this is sort of an interesting one here, where it's not that much more expensive to create that Grizel in the app as opposed to just buying it. I mean, that may have been because people are buying those up, so these prices sort of change all the time. So by the time you watch this video, I'm sure some of these prices will have changed. I guess there is the obvious thing here is there is a sort of big gap between the prices of the different rarity levels. So you're sort of talking about $2 here, $1 to $1.50 to $2 for the rare ones, sort of $3 to $3.50 for the epics, and then $20 upwards for the legendary. So I probably keep an eye on this to see how it changes over time. Obviously, it is a question of supply and demand. So you do actually need to buy some of these or create some of these characters to sort of level them up to a high level. Obviously, it's always easier to buy the NFTs, because you don't then have the seals left over that you don't need. But obviously you need to know what you're doing. You need to know there's a marketplace, NFT marketplace. You need to know how to use wallets in that context, which is, it's not complicated, but if you haven't done it before, it is it's not something you would probably know how to do. So in general, always buy the NFTs off the marketplace. Don't do it in app. But buying things off the marketplace, you need to have the crypto and the wallet, and doing stuff in-app purchases, you can just use your credit card. So there is a convenience sort of factor here as well that we have to sort of be aware of. But obviously, there may be some arbitrage opportunities if you really want to build up a massive spreadsheet of all the different characters and all the different prices. That may be sort of useful over time, and I suppose if the game gets very successful. Not quite there at the moment. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. See you again soon.